What's up, guys? I'm here with my client Rohit. Rohit, you've closed your first deal in the first 48 hours of launching your ad. You've collected around $5,500 cash collected already, and you have around 25 to 30K in contracted revenue in the pipeline. All from running the Stampede Sales Method and running this local acquisition machine. But don't hear it from me. Hear it from my man Rohit. First off, Rohit, thanks for doing this.
Yes, of course.
How's it going, man?
It's going great. Very happy with the results that we've gotten so far. I'm going to be honest, I've been in marketing for about 7 years. I think I highlighted that in the first testimonial I put right after we finished filming with Carrie. And my initial thoughts were, okay, he's a professional. He knows what he's doing from the video side. Let's see if he actually knows what he's doing from the advertising side. And to be quite frank, it's funny to be on the opposite end of the spectrum where usually I'm the one doing the marketing, but it's weird being on the receiving end. And when I was receiving it, I felt the same results that most of the clients feel, where I was feeling that fear. Is this really going to work? Am I really going to get results? But I tried to keep those thoughts internal, and I'm glad that I did. I didn't, message Carrie with any doubts, because within our first 48 hours, we were able to close our deal. And if I'm going to be completely honest, guys, I wasn't really following the systems that Carrie actually had laid out. Nothing worth having comes easy. And that goes to same with these ads as well. I had to do work to get these leads and these sales. I had to do the follow-ups. And initially, I wasn't following up as much. But after the first deal close, within 48 hours, which is mind-blowing for me, I immediately started taking this a lot more seriously, guys. And we were able to see a significant amount of interest and return on investment as the weeks progressed. It's been about a month that we've been with Kareem, and we've gotten to close a week, which is pretty phenomenal for the ads and the return on investment that we had.
Amazing, man, and I'd love to hear it. And yeah, I know initially you're so busy because you're one of the entrepreneurs that I met who now I can gladly call my friend, right? You're doing so much. There's a lot of different things that you're involved in. You just finished up a conference, right? And that kind of took your attention away from the business. I want to know, I mean, how do you feel right now? Because right now you have a proven client acquisition method, right? It's already been proven for the last month you've been running it. A predictable way to put clients in your business, right? With the click of a button. How does it feel? How has it changed for the business?
Yeah, so again, like I said, I've been in the industry for about 7 years in the marketing agency space, and we primarily like to focus on website development. Now, that service isn't always tied to a direct ROI, so it's a little bit harder to sell. So I've taken on a lot of different marketing roles, one of those being a fractional chief marketing officer for a select few businesses. That's where a lot of our revenue comes in for my agency. Now, with this proven acquisition method that we've set for websites, and sorry, before I get deeper, I want to clarify. So let's take a look at my business. The first aspect of it is website development. We love doing websites. It's pretty easy for us to get one in and out of the door, and we have a very high client satisfaction rate. The second part of the business is being fractional CMO. So we've done that for companies like Future Summit, for publicly listed companies like AgriForce listed on the NASDAQ, and those take up a lot more energy and they pay quite well. But as if you're watching this video, you're a business owner, you know how hard it is to muster and gain that energy, and the goal is to build systems. So currently, we're completely restructuring the business to primarily focus on website development because our operations are there. And with the proven acquisition method from Carrie, it's given us a lot more confidence to head down that path. So we're finally able to double down on the service that we want without any fear that we're going to run out of leads or sales in that sector. So that means we're going to be closing the doors on services that are profitable, but not for the long term. And we're only focusing on things that are going to help us grow and scale predictably in the long term, which is our web development with Carrie's proven client acquisition method.
100%, 100%. And one of the things that you mentioned to me in the beginning is that because you were focused on those other sectors of the business, right? Acquisition wasn't something that really was predictable on your end because you didn't know where the next referral is coming in from, right? How does it feel now? I mean, tell me, how did it feel, when you first woke up after that ad launched, right? And just walk me through it. How many leads were coming in every day, right? And even up till now, right? When you first launched that ad, how many leads were you waking up to every single day that were, local business owners or local clients in Calgary that are seeing your business?
Before I answer that question, I want to really highlight mindset completely changes the way you shift and see things. So when I first started running these ads, one thing Carrie told me from the start is don't judge someone based off of their Instagram profile. He said a lot of his leads or his highest paying customers came from Instagram profiles with no picture, no post, no nothing, anything along those lines. And if he didn't tell me that before, I probably wouldn't have taken them that seriously. But honestly, let me just think back on my 4 sales. Yes. Actually, 3 out of 4 of my sales, actually 3 out of 4 of my sales have come from people with inactive profiles. And 1 out of the 4 of the sales came from an active profile, but for a different business because that client transitioned. So whatever was on their business page was completely different. So what I'm trying to get at is initially we were getting a lot of followers coming in, a lot of messages coming in. And I was like, oh man. And I even messaged in the chat, Carrie, I'm sure you remember. I was like, Carrie, I'm getting a bunch of people that don't qualify, that are, fake profiles. And he said, just keep at it. And I'm glad I kept at it because now when I wake up and I'm seeing that we're getting 10, 15, 20 new followers and, 5 to 10 conversations.
And followers are leads, right? Because followers are locals.
Every single follower is a lead. And I strongly believe in the buyer block mentality that Carrie instilled in me. At first, I was like, man, I don't know if I want to get blocked by everyone. But now I get happy when they block me because I'm like, well, every block is supposed to. Yeah, a couple of times.
I've actually never been blocked.
And because we'll unsend and resend messages.
Yeah.
And I love getting those blocks because I'm that much closer to a sale. And now when I wake up, and before I was just seeing 20 followers and I was like, oh, fuck, maybe one of them will be a client. Now I see them all as potential clients because the funnel and the ad targeting is getting so much better. And the conversations that we're having, we're getting better and better at communicating with the leads that are coming in the door. So I think, honestly, every day I have the potential to sell a new website, which, even if we just respond 5 days a week, which we're obviously not doing that, we're doing it 7 days a week, we have the potential to get anywhere from 20 to 30 new clients a month. So we're quite over the moon. On average, in my agency, we would do anywhere from 50 to 75 websites per year. That's not counting the marketing clients. But now with Carrie's acquisition method, our lowest baseline that we're looking to hit next year is 52 new clients next year. So it's quite a significant increase to the volume that we're bringing into our business.
That's amazing, man. That's amazing. And one thing's for sure, right? It doesn't just stop at that. Like we have the full process mapped out for you, not just for the first month, not just for the first ad, right? We literally just got done filming another VSL and we're going to film a few top of funnel ads in the next couple of days because we have that process mapped out for you, right? As a business owner, I don't want you to get stuck in the rut of like replying to DMs, right? That is why you already have your first setter who is doing the appointment setting for you, right? Talk to me about that, man. How does it feel to not be stuck in actually doing the DMs? Because that's not something that we want to get you stuck in. We just want you to close the first deal in the first 1 or 2 weeks, which you close in 48 hours, and then get yourself out of the DMs and just focus on more client acquisition. So talk to me about that. How does it feel to finally take yourself out of the rut of the business?
100%. So circling back, I think something that helped me get into this business and maintain such a steady flow of referrals is that I love sales and I love meeting people. So I don't actually mind doing all of that work. Now, what's kept my business from scaling is having to focus too much on the operations, having to focus too much on the day-to-day. And, sales is not just a singular process, right? There's multiple steps that go into sales, and I think there's high-value parts of that process. The high-value part is attending the discovery call and doing the closing call. I think anything before that and after that, as a business owner, you shouldn't be too involved with. So in the beginning, when I'm working on, a handful of fractional CMO clients, I'm working on a bunch of website clients, and then I'm sending out 10, 15, 20, 30, 50, 80 DMs per day, it became very overwhelming. Carrie's team was able to recognize that rather quick by seeing the reporting that I was putting in day after day, and they helped me, install a high quality VA with their SOPs into my business. And within a week, within 2 or 3 days of that VA being involved, she doubled the amount of appointments that we were setting on a day-to-day basis. I was maybe setting 1, maybe 0 to 1, maybe 1 every 2 days appointments that I was getting. But with the VA, we've been now generating 2 to 3 appointments per day. I honestly still don't even have time to keep up with the amount of leads. So that's why I'm having to let go of my fractional CMO clients, which these guys pay me, tons and tons of money per month, but I'm having to let go of them just to focus primarily on my business because that's where the gold mine is. And with the SLPs that we're getting from Carrie's team, I can't even put a number to where I think we're going to be because before we move on to the next question, I want to say my goal was to close 4 clients a month by the 3rd month. Within the first month, we closed 4 clients. So I don't even know what we're going to.
You haven't, and you just walked me through, sorry to interrupt you, but we literally, before this video, we had a chat and you said, I literally saw there's 15 to 20 proposals from people who've given verbal agreements that you just haven't had time to send out.
100%. Right? And also, if you're watching this video, I'm a marketer. A lot of my friends are marketers. So I'm very, very picky about who we choose to work with. And I chose to roll the dice with Kareem. I didn't have too much information about him. And we were just like, let's roll the dice. I like the quality of his work. And it turned out quite well. And since then, I've referred Carrie to a ton of my clients, friends, marketers. And all my marketer friends have been like, why don't we just rip it off and do it ourselves? This is something that he's hearing for the first time today. And I told him in the beginning, I was like, you know what, you could try, just copy my funnel. And I was like, I'll even send you the SOPs, which is crazy. He's like, what the fuck, right? But I never sent the SOPs, and I'm glad I didn't, because after a week of working with him, I'm like, I can give you his SOPs and you can try to film it yourself, but you're not going to get the quality of the script, the quality of the content, because every single day, guys, I'm getting messages from people saying that they feel like I'm such a friendly and awesome person. And I think I am friendly and awesome, but they feel like they know me because of the ads. A lot of messages I'm getting saying compliments on the editing, the quality, the script. And I didn't have to come up with the script. Kareem came up with the script. So what I told all my friends that asked for all of his assets is I said, fuck that. You guys can reach out to him because you're not going to replicate it on your own. So you can try. If you're watching this video and you're thinking, oh, the price point's too expensive, I can do this on my own. The price point should only be expensive if you're not going to make a return on investment, if you don't have confidence in your business. If you have confidence in the service that you provide, I can guarantee that Kareem is going to be able to sell it for you. So trust him, spend that money, and don't look at it like, oh, I'm spending blank amount of dollars. You're investing it, and it's hard to say this because it's not my business, but it's basically guaranteed, guys. Go out there, give it a shot. I guarantee you that you're going to see high quality results by following the system that he's laid out.
Amazing, man. And last things, and I appreciate you for mentioning that. I actually didn't know about which. That's pretty funny, man. But, I think that leads, you bring up a very good point. What do you say to the people who just think, oh, it's an ad, or, oh, it's just a video, right? There's a lot of people, and I know this myself because I have around 7 or 10 competitors right now that get sent to me by other friends, by other clients as well, of other people trying to do our similar ad, and other clients' competitors that are trying to replicate their ads, right? What do you say to the people who think it's just an ad, who don't know about the KPI tracking, the DM setting, the sales framework, the actual content framework, all of that? What do you say to the people who think it's just, a couple of ads or some videography?
I'd have to really emphasize that it's a system that clicks together and ultimately makes it powerful. It has to all go hand in hand with one another. But again, I need to emphasize the secret sauce isn't something that Kareem's going to hold back from you. It's the years of expertise that he's built up in his brain by working with so many different businesses across the world. Starting in, I believe you mentioned, correct me if I'm wrong, Doha, Qatar. Then you went to the States. You worked a lot in the States. You worked with a lot of clients in South Africa and those areas. The mindset that he has and the wide variety of businesses that he's worked with is what allows him to make a very powerful script and a very powerful ad for your business. It's not as simple as just running a boring ad that you're running or any other marketer is running. Carrie knows how to market each business so uniquely, and I think that's what really makes it. Yeah, and that's what makes it such a big benefit. I can't emphasize how many people are messaging me, complimenting me for my videos. I've had friends and family that have seen me because I've kept my business pretty private for the long time. But now people are sliding into my DMs all the time saying, we love your ad. We love this about your ad. We love the transitions. We love the script. It's unlimited amount of compliments, and it's going to build so much credibility for your business.
Appreciate it, man. And again, it was a lovely chat. I thank you for this. The last thing, right? And before maybe you even end off with addressing someone who's thinking of working with us but is just still hesitating. Just before that, right? For someone who runs a local service business and they are not leveraging Instagram, right, and still relying on Google or word of mouth to get their name out there, and they're not leveraging Instagram advertising to get their face seen locally, what would you tell them based on the results you've seen for your business?
I'm going to tell you guys to quickly think about what business you're doing, right? So I have a website development company. Let's say you're a plumber or you're an HVAC company. I want you to quickly take your phone and let's do this together. Let's search up Calgary plumbing or Calgary plumbers, okay? So I just search up Calgary plumbers and you search up whatever video.
You can actually take a screen recording of this.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to do it. So I'm going to take a screen recording right now. 3, 2, 1, it's just going to launch. And okay, so Calgary plumbers is coming up. You guys can see we have 3 Google Maps come up, and it's a sponsored. So those are 3 ads right there. Then you have another sponsored result that takes up a whole scroll. Then you actually have Google Maps that come up, and then look, another sponsored one, right? So the sponsored are dominating the searches. And then we're going to go down here, and you have businesses that have been in after almost, 1 full screen, 2 full screens, 3 full screens. After your 4th full screen is scrolling, you're finally going to see regular SEO results. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this up, guys, is because I personally have been in the SEO industry for many, many years. Just 2.5 years ago, we had at least 20 or 30 clients paying us several $1,000s per month for SEO. And we actually offboarded all of our clients. And the reason why we did that is we told them SEO's effectiveness is going to continue to wear off. And one thing I find with a lot of local service businesses is they want to invest in SEO, and it makes no logical sense. You're going to spend several $1,000s per month in the hopes of eventually one day coming up first on Google. And that's going to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, depending on how competitive your industry is. Whereas you could spend, you know, 20, 30, 40, 50, $100 per day on Google or Facebook ads and see your return on investment much, much quicker. So if you go to any other agency in the city or you're looking at growing your business, I guarantee you probably have the word SEO stuck in your head. And I'm one of the only agency owners that's going to tell you you're going to get scammed. Focus on something that you can track, which is what Kareem's offer has. We track how much we're spending every single day, what's our dollar per appointment, what's our dollar per follower, and what's our dollar per close. And I guarantee you, once you actually have those metrics, and let's say you can realize I spend $100 or $200 or $300, $400 or $500 to acquire a customer for my business, you're going to be able to scale so much more predictably. So focus on what's actually good for your business, which I think is going to be paid ads. If you look at any company, Google, Facebook, they're cutting down organic reach. Now, I'm just going on a giant tangent, but they need to do that in order to drive the value of their stock price up, to drive more revenue for their business. So give up on the SEO, which is crazy. You're never going to hear another agency owner say that, especially when every agency in Calgary, Vancouver, Toronto is offering those services. But give up on the SEO, put your money where it matters, and put it on Facebook ads with Carrie.
On Instagram.
Exactly.
It's on Instagram, not even Facebook, because that is why we focus only on Instagram. Because go to these guys, right? Go to the HVAC websites, go to their plumbing websites, and go on their Instagram. Look for that little Instagram button. I guarantee you, it's the same cookie cutter graphic image ads, the random, Canva template posts or random before and afters, right? That's probably only getting likes from their grandma, and they are not advertising on Instagram locally.
100%.
It is by far the best top of funnel strategy and the lowest cost per acquisition strategy to get your business known out there. And no one's doing it. There's 100%. No other competitor. They're all spending their money on Google and SEO and unprofitable strategies, whereas Instagram is the blue ocean. And here's the thing is that right now, and I'll just kind of leave you with this thing, because I don't know if you've gotten to the point where you have seen it yet, but you're running this ad and you're building your brand locally, right? I think you're at around like 300, 400 or 500 followers.
Oh, no, we're way higher than that. So we started with, I think,
you started with
250 or something followers from
Okay.
a very old account. And now we're sitting at 600 and something followers,
Awesome.
which is steady. Personally, I don't track the followers. That, again, doesn't matter to me. But I've had friends who look at my page and be like, oh my God, you're blowing up. We're sitting at 180,000 impressions, just under 200 shares for an ad, which is ridiculous.
But these are all local.
Yes.
And they came in from your ad for your services, meaning that you don't pay to get these eyeballs ever again.
Correct.
Meaning that your Black Friday offers or whatever offers you want to spin up for them or whatever services you want to advertise to them, all it takes is a story or an Instagram post. You're not paying for these eyeballs again. And you're actually building a local brand, right?
And also, sorry guys, to quickly circle back on what Carrie's saying is those eyeballs are now watching your page and they're going to follow you for the foreseeable future, and they're qualified people following you. On my ad, we're talking about how ditch the bad web developers and come work with a quality web developer like myself. So the only people that are going to be following from my ad are people that have either dealt with a bad web developer or have a business and are looking to get a website. If we're getting 20 of those follows every single day, guys, that comes out to about 600 per month. Those people are going to continue to see my posts, to see my stories, and it's only a matter of time till they trickle in and buy a website or refer someone, because we're top of mind for them. Even simple things of me posting a story, I've actually had leads following up with me. Hey, you didn't get back to me. Let's book a sales call. That's how busy that I've been getting, is that me posting a story has people following up with me, asking me to sell them stuff, and I literally can't take the time to do it. And if you're watching this and you're a business owner, you know how much that sucks, because money is what thrives. Money is why we probably got into business or scaling and getting that lifestyle that we want. And now my biggest problem is I can't talk to enough people.
Love it. I love these types of problems. These are the exact type of problems we aim for. Rohit, I appreciate you, man. You started off as a client. Now I can call you as a friend. And yeah, let's absolutely scale and crush this. I know there's tons of more for us to dominate. This is a big city. And getting your name out there locally is very, very simple to do. And let's just scale.
100%. Looking forward to it.
Awesome, man.
Appreciate it. Thank you.